We'll be chatting to a cybersecurity expert a little bit later on in the show. Cape Town is experiencing heavy rainfall and flooding. It's caused traffic chaos in parts of the city, where the authorities are also predicting more heavy rains and flooding in other parts of the Western Cape. Monique Mortlock is following that story for us and joins us now at a very wet Newlands in Cape Town. Monique, good morning to you. Tell us about some of the chaos that this rain has caused.
Yes, good morning. There's been very little infrastructure damage as a result of the heavy rains, as a result of the cold front that we saw starting just yesterday afternoon, already late afternoon. There have been reports of a house's roof being damaged in Kirstenbosch. There are also reports of flooding in areas like Paddo, Grassy Park and Constantia, and here in Newlands. As you can see, I'm just going to step out of shot so that you can see how Newlands Avenue looks this morning. It's quite flooded, and we even had trouble getting through some of the roads leading up to this road. And Newlands Avenue connects to one of the main highways, that's the M3, and it's obviously been causing some, as you mentioned, some chaos on the roads as we were driving through Wynberg, as we were driving through Newlands, and on our way to here we saw that the N2 there was a gridlock on the N2. The N1 is also jam-packed much more than usual, and it's obviously as a result of the rain. There have been minor incidents of accidents as well. As I was going into work this morning, there was a truck that jackknifed on the N1, and the roads were really slippery, and as you saw behind me, flooding in some parts of the city as well.
Okay, it's a strange sight to see. I remember the pictures of the Western Cape's drought situation waiting for, I think it was day zero. Now all of a sudden we have an abundance of rain, which is fantastic to see. But Monique, talk to us about what the weather department are telling you. Are we going to see these rains continue for quite a while longer?
Well, according to our ENCA weather team, they say that, firstly, this type of cold front is not abnormal for this time of the year. They also said we can expect more rainfall throughout the day, but there has been no rain forecast for tomorrow. From what I've seen from my fellow Cape Townians, people are happy about the rain, but obviously in some parts of Cape Town, like in our townships, our informal settlements, one informal settlement that we visited early this morning called Bonnytown, those people aren't too happy about the rain, because obviously rain means flooded shacks. It means that if the rain continues throughout the day in the way that it has been right now, that their houses will be flooded, that it means a cold night for some Cape Townians living in townships, living in informal settlements.
Now, Monique, have we seen emergency services up and about, especially when you talk about the informal settlements and maybe the townships as well, where infrastructure may not be that great?
Yes, according to the City of Cape Town, they have not yet received any reports of flooding in informal settlements or in townships, but the disaster risk management teams are keeping a close eye, because usually when something like this happens and the rains continue persistently for a number of hours throughout the day or a couple of days, it's those people living in these informal settlements that are worst affected, and definitely those disaster risk management teams are keeping a close eye. They are on standby in case of any emergency, in case these people in these areas require assistance in the form of being moved or in form of any type of relief in terms of scooping out water out of their shacks. So we are keeping an eye on those areas as well.
All right, thank you so much. Monique Mortlock is in Newlands in Cape Town. You can see how much rainfall there's been there in Cape Town. We'll talk